carro es caro. This one is interesting. We have carro, caro, carro, caro. What can this mean? Caro means expensive. So, el carro, the car, es caro, is expensive. El carro es caro, the car is expensive. Cool. Now, you can say, look, el carro es caro. People will understand you. But practice learning the Spanish r and r. It will just change your Spanish, the life of your Spanish. Your Spanish is alive and treat it well, okay? This course is alive and you gotta love it because soon you'll finish the course and you're gonna be really fluent. And talking about that, if you saw my video about psychology, I can repeat right now one little anecdote. And that is that I remember being in Russia. In the beginning, there was a kid. I was at a shop, and a kid pointed out at me, and he told his father. He was probably 4 years old, and he said, "Look at that uncle, speaking so bad Russian." Now I had all the right in the world to cry and leave the shop, go home, hide in a corner, and never leave the house, and be sad because even a kid was laughing at me. That was the worst day of my life. But I could also think like this. At this point, I speak like a 3-year-old, okay, and you speak like a 4-year-old. And within a year, you will speak like a 5-year-old. But it will take me a couple months to speak like a 4-year-old, a couple more months to speak like a 5-year-old, a couple more months to speak like a 6-year-old, and you will still be stuck as a 4-year-old. If you keep working on it, if I keep learning and not being shy. Now, how can I not be shy? People will still laugh at me. Good question. That's what I asked myself, and I told myself, good question. Well, the answer is, so since I speak like a little kid, I can allow myself to say silly things that silly kids say. It can be swear words or it can be anything else. And whenever people point something out, I can just say, I don't know. I'm just repeating what I hear from you guys. And that's your excuse to have a lot of fun. And then you keep having fun and fun and fun. And what happens? You don't realize that you were practicing. You were thinking, I was having fun. And all of a sudden, you speak like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old. But be aware of which level you are in, because there comes a point where you gotta tell yourself, wait a minute, I cannot allow myself to say these silly things as a little kid, because my level is now of a teenager, etc. My level is now of a university student, and that happened to me. So now that you are at a higher level, you allow yourself to speak better things and evolve just like that. And that, my friends, started with this sentence. El carro es caro. El carro es caro. The car is expensive. Do I say is expensive or do I say is expensive? Is expensive. Just like that in Spanish, you also connect carro es, o es, carro es, carro es. For some of you, you're saying, come on man, I got it the first time. This is easy. But for somebody else, maybe they have to practice the OS, and you can't imagine how many people have a hard time on these basic things, okay? Just like you might have a hard time on some other basic thing, for somebody else it's easy. So respect your classmates. Okay, me gusta el carro caro. Me gusta el carro caro. This is kind of a weird sentence. I like the expensive car. Now let's say instead, that sounds silly, right? I like the expensive car, because you don't like just any expensive car. So let's say that expensive car. So how do we say that expensive car? Well, we have a list of things here that can help us. So we just said here, me gusta el carro caro, right? El carro caro. And this is this one here. Now how do you say that? Well, it's not the pink one, because we know that carro finishes with an O, so it's masculine, so it's el carro. So how do I say this carro? It's este carro caro. Now that will make more sense. Me gusta este carro caro. Me gusta este carro caro. And now we have this connection. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta es, me gusta este, me gusta este, me gusta este carro caro.